Mariah was saying there, are you going to take credit for the masterstroke of bringing her on then?
No. The credit is for the whole team, the way they defend and for the belief. Because if you see the action, how it happened, it's a ball that we actually press instead of sitting deep and try to keep defending. That's the mentality of this team. We were 0-0 against the joint top of the league, and it wasn't good enough for us. So I'm delighted. I'm delighted that Mariah scored. I promised her before the game. I don't know why, but I was sure that when she came on, and obviously I know Mariah's attributes. I know her pace, her drive, and as soon as Chloe won the ball, I thought it's going to be a good chance, and it was an amazing moment for us especially, but I know what that means for Celtic fans, and for me, and for the girls. We were thinking about them during the whole game.
Fran, if I could take you back to when you were appointed, I remember you and I were speaking at Celtic Park, and you mentioned how much you wanted to bring that hunger and drive to the squad. When you see them scoring a goal like that against a Rangers side who hadn't dropped any points yet, do you see your stamp really being on this side now? And does it must please you so much that you're beginning to see your thoughts on how you should play football make its way onto the pitch?
Yeah, 100%. We are a team with a clear identity, but as I say to you guys many times, one of our biggest attributes is that we are adjustable, that we can control games without dominating possession, like it happened on Sunday. I wouldn't say we control the game, but we control the most important metric for a football game, which is the final score, which is all about that. So yeah, I'm very happy that I think. I am extremely proud of every single player, the one that started the game, the one that came from the bench, the impact, the fight, the desire, the passion. It was fantastic. For us, it gives us a lot of confidence that even when we are not totally dominating a game, when we don't have long spells of 45 seconds of possession, we are still in the game. We are still willing to fight for each other until we get the 3 points, and this is what happened. So yeah, definitely I can see it's not my stamp. I can see this is our stamp. This is our team stamp. That's what we stand for, and that's what we want our fans to be proud of us for. So yeah, definitely I can see a team that got amazing belief, amazing fighting spirit, and never die mentality. Which you saw the amount of games that we won in the last 10 minutes against top opponents. So. Delighted. As a manager, I couldn't be any more prouder of my players.
Mariah touched on it just a little bit there, but in terms of people thinking it was a two-horse race and whatnot, did it annoy you slightly hearing those types of things leading up to that game, or did it light the fire under you to really go and prove people wrong?
I absolutely love it. I personally love it. I every time I hear it from some of my colleagues in the league, some other managers. I hear it from some journalists, and I love it. I'm never thinking about that. I'm thinking about the next 3 points, but it definitely fired the players. The players wanted to prove this sentence of it's a two-horse race wrong. So definitely you could see the fire on them, and I love it. I love it for that reason. So we haven't even completed the second leg. So for me, if we want to play like, I'm gonna guess, it's just silly in my opinion. It's a long competition. There are so many good teams. Hibs, everyone is saying, Hibs are out of Hibs just look 2 narrow defeats, playing good football with chances to score. So there are also a good team. Why you are gonna mathematically they are still can qualify for Champions League? Why you are gonna they could win the league mathematically? I think obviously I understand why people might have their comments and to create this excitement but it's not a 2-horse race. It's not it's a 8-horse race, and at the end of the race we will see where finish for me. The only important thing is the next 3 points, how we are performing, the way we got the 3 points, and now obviously the good mentality, the good positivity, the hunger that we got in the team to go on Sunday and try against another very good opponent to try to get the 3 points. That's what I am most concerned about. How we finish at the end. I know when you do the things that we are doing so well, the byproduct normally is winning. So we just control what we can control.
Just finally from me, Fran, you mentioned the Champions League there. Obviously, I from obviously knowing you're not going to give up the title yet either. But is this a Champions League side you've got on your hands?
I have belief in my players. It's a transitional period for the club. So obviously, we came from grassroots, or no grassroots, sorry, from the part-time to full-time. So it takes time. The club is constantly developing, constantly supporting. Playing at Celtic Park is one more example of it. Constantly believing in their women's side. And what we want is a long-term success for the club. We want to be as successful as our men's sides here. And this is a project that takes time. Of course, are we good enough to fight for the league? Of course we are. Are we good enough to qualify for Champions League? Of course we are. But we are playing against two sides that one is very, very experienced and used to win, and another side that has signed some of the best players in the country, and they are playing good football, and they are well drilled, they are well coached. So we are facing two opponents that are very, very good. And are we good enough? Of course we are. So that's why, for us, it's about the next 3 points and about fighting like we fought on Wednesday. And if we keep doing that, and if we keep focusing on that game and know what happened later, I think we could have a successful season. But I will never mention title, Champions League, or anything. I will mention 3 points against Hibs, please. That's what my thoughts are.
Hey, Fran, you mentioned the 3 points and how important the win is, but do you ever think about the goals and just how important they seem to be up at the top of the table?
Obviously, we not only try to win games, but we try to score as many games as possible. I mean, teams like Spartans, who for me, they defend very aggressive, very physical, a good team, difficult to break. We were 4-0, which was already a good result. And in the last 5 minutes of the game, we scored 2 more goals. So we got this ambition. We want to win games. And for us, the way of showing respect to the opposition is by giving our very best, not disrespecting any opponent, and giving our very best until the final whistle. It could be the situation where at the end of the season, you got several teams in the same amount of points, and then goals will make the difference, of course. But, it's not like, oh, girls, don't score more goals are enough. No, we always try to score the biggest amount of goals possible, but knowing that obviously the opponent play, and we are facing every week, we are facing opponents that are good, and they got some great strengths. So yeah, it could be goals could be important at the end, but I think for us, as I say, it's about the 3 points and a good performance, and then obviously try to score as many as possible. But 3 points is the metrics that we love more.
And we've spoken about your young players previously, but you must be pleased with the likes of Chloe Warrington stepping up and showing her skill again midweek.
I am very pleased, and it hasn't been easy for Chloe. She was out of the squad against Glasgow City. And since then, obviously we have a chat, and since then she has shown a different player in training in terms of aggression. She has worked the hardest she could be, and then she didn't give me any other option but to play her. And then she backed up this decision with good performances, very solid performances, defensively and offensively on the pitch. So I'm very proud of Chloe, but I am very proud of every single player at Celtic Football Club squad. I think the attitude of the girls at training has been outstanding. I think the togetherness is growing every single day. Obviously, these big wins help a lot to on this team bonding. But yeah, we got a slightly different philosophy than other clubs. We like to produce talent, and we want to nurture, we want to support and to develop this talent. And for me, to have these young girls, you saw some other players playing for us this year as 16-year-old. For me, this is very big part of the future of this club, of what we believe is the way of creating and maintaining a successful women football club. So yeah, delighted for our young players. And you see our teammates, the way they support these young girls, the way they help them, the way they even when they make mistakes, because obviously the younger you are, the more inexperienced, the more mistakes you could make. And instead of telling off or whatever, is the support, come on, pick it up, teammates. Fantastic. So yeah, I'm very proud of Chloe and every other single member of the team.
And Fran, if we just look ahead to Sunday, Hibs have kind of stepped up recently against Rangers and Glasgow City. Will you approach this game differently to how you have been?
I think the way we approach the game, it could be the same way we approach every time we play Hibs. We know it's a team that are a very good team. Whatever some people have said that they are for me, they are a good team. They are well drilled. They got some very, very talented players. They are versatile. They got pace up front, but they got players that are very good on the ball. So we will approach our game in the best manner that we think we can get the 3 points, but knowing that it's going to be a very even game. So, okay, last time was 6-2, so it was a great result for us. But this is not what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a very tough game where hopefully we are able to find these little details better than the opponent, and we can get the 3 points. And that's what we will work. We are working this week after already the celebrations are finished from Rangers, and now we have to put our working boots on again and try to get these 3 points against Hibs. But yeah, definitely I improved team, higher in morale because of the last two good performances against the two top teams when they played them. And yeah, it's tough game.
Hi, Fran.
Hello.
Congratulations for Wednesday.
Thank you very much.
Just off the back of Iona's question, actually, when we spoke to you earlier in the season, you talked about the high press of Hibs, and what we wondered, do you expect something similar from this weekend? Is that something you feel equipped to combat?
I don't know what they are talking. I don't know their game plan, but they've been successful in the last two games by having a deeper, a medium to low block and being very, very difficult to break. So we will prepare for how it looks like if they do that, or how it looks like if they come and press high to us. I know what I prefer, but obviously I won't mention it today for obvious reasons. But yeah, no, we will have plan A and plan B. And I think this is, as I said before, that's one of the attributes of the team. We are comfortable having to dominate, dictate the tempo, but if we are in spells where the opposition are being good and we cannot press, we are very, very solid, very focused on how our defending is, our covering distances are, and how to hit the team when they are obviously open and disorganized because they are attacking. So this is the tactical knowledge of the players, and we will try to maximize our opportunities depending as well of what the opposition does.
We've talked about the lots of fixtures this week. How have you prepared for this game on Sunday in terms of focusing the mind after such a huge sort of event happening on Wednesday with the win against Rangers? How have you focused the squad?
I think that's the biggest danger in football in general, in any team. After a huge win, which for us was a huge win, not only because of the opponents, but obviously playing at Celtic Park, it was a experience for the players that probably they won't forget for the rest of their lives, whatever they do in the future. So to make the team refocus and treat the game against Hibs like another World Cup final, that for me as a manager is my main objective, to make sure the girls show the same fight, desire, and quality that they show on Wednesday. So yeah, you are totally right to think that because that happens in football often, that after a huge game, people tend not to focus as much. But I'm sure it won't happen. I'm sure the state of mind where the players are now, where they are all buzzing, where they are all together, where they love and they enjoy play together with each other, I'm sure we will have a good game on Sunday.
Just finally, you said that you almost had a full squad available to you for selection on Wednesday. Is that the same for Sunday?
It's pretty much the same. Unfortunately, we pick another injury, Maria, our young Scottish international. It's just a sprain, but she won't be obviously available for selection if we wanted. But pretty much the rest of the team is available. Obviously, Natalie Ross is still in the last stages of her recovery. And Kelly and Jacinta would be available for selection if needed.
Okay.
Hi Fran, how you doing?
Hi Ian, I'm good, thank you.
Just looking back at the last two results in particular, there seems to be a real fluidity in the attacking side of the game, especially obviously the emphatic win against Spartans. That can't have been easy to create coming out of a lockdown. So how quickly did it take to sort of establish that rhythm you've got in terms of creating chances and forward movement?
Is saying that, we didn't create much against Glasgow City, for example. So at that moment in time, we didn't have the concepts assimilated at all. We were so much better against Hearts, but not the very, very good. Better, but not great. And I think against Spartans, the chemistry between players, especially the players that have to form the links, we got these links that we like to form with certain players, and you can see the chemistry between them, how they react to each other movement. We talk a lot at training about the non-verbal vocabulary, and I think they got so much better at that. Obviously, we didn't have as many opportunities to attack against Rangers because we were in a deeper block due to the quality of the position. So the game plan was slightly different, but again, execute to perfection, in my opinion. Great game were obviously the most clinical. Great game for the women game in general. In the best place possible, where the most clinical team won. So yeah, responding to your questions, I think the way we do it is every single training drill we do is to improve these links, these connections. We try not to isolate the physical part, not try to isolate the technical part, the tactical. Every exercise we do, we try to put all the parts together. So players can take what they do in training and put it into a football game. That's what we try. Obviously, sometimes successful, sometimes unsuccessfully, but that's what we try. And I think I showed them actually videos of training and why we do it and what part of the game affect. And I think, yeah, the girls has now they know why they do it. It helps them as well to establish these links.
Fantastic. And just finally, before in the last press conference, you said before the Rangers game, you said that you didn't know the secret to winning derbies. Do you know now? And can you share us?
Well, I don't know the secret, to be fair. I mean, I think we just the secret of that derby of that time was that we show unbelievable desire, unbelievable fighting spirit, and ambition. We were drawing in the 80th minute, and we still pressed. We wanted to win the game. So the magic thing this time was the fight. So it's just credit to the players. Obviously, we always have a game plan, but then the way the players executed can make the difference. And when they execute it to perfection, when you say to a player you are going to score and the player believe it and score, then obviously that's the trick. But doesn't all the time work. And obviously we have to be also respectful towards the way the opponents approach the game. They were very good. They just weren't in the most important thing in football, which is scoring goals. They weren't good at this part, and we were. So yeah, I don't know. I still don't know the trick, but when we approach the next time we face them, which is far away, for me it's only about Hibs, but we will see what's the game plan at that time based on the players we got available, the players they have available, and obviously the form of both teams. In this case, obviously they came flying after beating Glasgow City 5-0 and winning every single game after that. So they came in an unbelievable state of mind, like huge confident. So we knew for us it's going to be all about we have to have more confidence in them, and I think the girls did that. So I think on those occasions that was the trick. In the future, probably it will be different trick.